Well, hello everyone. Here to show you the Cars Tractor Tip Coloring 8 is like so for the 3D 8, and talk about what the number of you say of art colorings right here is you got right here is with these different characters. You got the tractor along with the McQueen, Lightning McQueen, and along with Doc, and then along with Mater. But then of course you have right here is like it's like you say for say speed runner. It's like what you call the speed runner that the name you say is which I gave him. But you have right here is you have a scene right here is like for Radiator Springs. It is whenever he was it's like be riding along. It's like in the fields. It is, and you got right here is the details that I went ahead and added in the background, of course. But it's like right here is by looking off of a you say of a what you call of a of artwork of a photo. It was getting the ideas off of a photo. But then of course this video right here is talking about it's like if you were to start from a blank page, knowing about exactly what ideas that you have in mind, such as if you were to look at the photo, and then if you were to go to you say a normal say blank page, it is that more likely that with the blank page, a lot of people will probably say that any ideas, and the more likely I'll say yeah, I got plenty of ideas. I got plenty of ideas. You just provide me with the crayons, and then along with say is maybe the markers, and then along with the pen and pencil. It is to know about it's like what ideas do I have. It's like go ahead and draw right here is a shape, and a lot of times a lot of people probably think about is that if they were to draw like a picture, it is that it's like you probably think about is that really that you don't have any ideas. But basically talking about is get you an idea about what you want the character to be like and what you want to do. And of course see here, go ahead and draw say on say normal line notebook line paper it is of a character. And of course with this character right here is knowing about is like go ahead and start out with the outlines right here. It's like draw like the headlights right here, draw a headlight, and then of course is to like give it like a little different design for other than with Mater is that you kind of other than with the tow truck. Let's just say that if this character right here would be more like a I don't know if a pickup truck, or maybe what you call one of those farmer type trucks. It is go ahead and draw like a little truck a truck right here in the back would have like storage let's see here, a place where you can, I guess where you can haul stuff with. You got that. It's like, see here, go ahead and try to draw in the details right here. I remember my art teacher sometimes would even say minus 2 points, for I think the objective, or as they say, for the details that I had did for the shadow, and then for the Spence that particular word to where the details for whatever that's drawn in the picture it is the bounce scene it is the part where you show it where the visible the background scene is visible it is. But let's just say that this car right here would have like a place where that it would be able to haul stuff is like that particular stuff that you would maybe more likely you see on a farm. It is a lot of people, if they were probably be like, it's like if they were to be drawn anything, that more likely probably say that, really, I am not an artist. I'm like, well, really, that I had taken art classes before, but then on the other hand too, that I just pretty much learned, just by experimenting around with the different activities. You just try. It's like I remember, when I was young, that I just learn to say, take whatever writing utensil I had, of course, and then of course learn to write that way. And of course you say this car right there, like with Mater right here, with Mater, and then of course in the background, of course it could include like what you call farmland. It is go ahead and draw like say is that land right here, and then in the land could be like grassy area. It is. Let's talk about with 3D 8 is is I remember that, I don't even know really what they're called, but those little booklets that you can buy, that you turn the pages. Most of us have seen it before. You turn the pages, and then you have these different characters that would do like different stunts and stuff like that. Is that they would be what you call moving moving around and doing all kinds of stuff. It is if they will be moving, or is you have have about a page of 8 pictures. It is that they would be doing different stuff. It is, but I guess the typical stuff that you heard that that's how they used to make Hollywood movies. I guess back in the 1940s it was. But anyway, you got the character right there. But then, of course, talking about with this coloring right here is that with Speedy is knowing about is that you have is the green marker right here, and of course went ahead and did part of this by say crayon. It is, but a lot of people probably think about it is that if you like you try to my art teacher would maybe say that that you can only use certain art supplies. It is. I remember that I even offered to start over at one time, and then they said that no, don't even worry about it. Just continue what you're doing. But a couple of the art teachers I had, that if I were to be drawing something, then a lot of times that they would let you look at a picture, but then I remember that they would also want you to tell tell us about what this coloring is all about, or whatever. That they would have you, they would give you books and stuff like that. Books that they would want you to describe about what you see in the picture. It is. It's like a circle. It's like you got a circle right here, and it's like describe in detail about what you see in this photo right here, or anything like that. If I remember right, I took 2 years of intro art, and I remember that that they would let you use chalk, and then they would let you have you use I think rubber cement was another art supply that they would let you use. But on the other hand too, that I'd probably say about I really don't know if I would recall if those art classes would be what you call a disappointment or not, because on the other hand too, that the thing about is that I guess I learned a little bit whenever I was in those classes, but of course a lot of my practice came from just by exploring around with what you can do. But other than that, you got with the pencil, and I remember would shade. This was a trick that I pretty much learned on my own until the art classes. I was in an art class, and then that's how they would show you if you want to do like a coloring. If you were to do a drawing just by using a pencil, it is go ahead and a shade in the cloud, and then of course use the eraser. It is, and use the eraser. The eraser I guess would blend the colors together. It is blend a few of the colors together. A few of the shaded spots together. I would say that it's like going from color to black and white. It is. A lot of people like so far with 3D8 that you're probably thinking about that really that I don't think anybody really wants to go back to black and white anymore. It's like really with black and white is back in the old days. It's like talking about it's like what you call from from the original what you call Frankenstein movie. It is, or whatever you call it. I really the very first cartoon I guess that appeared on air back in the 1940s or whatever it was. I'm not sure whatever TV shows that were on TV back those couple of years ago, but basically talk about with 3D8 is what I would head and include right here is talk about starting out with one maybe about 2 of your favorite colors. It is. I'd go ahead and maybe use purple. I like really that I don't know if purple would be my favorite color, but just add that on there. One of the colors I had, of course, and then see here. Go ahead and add a little bit of green right here. But if you wanted to make a character look a little bit 3D, it's like you got right here is the car's tractor tip, and of course I included this little instrument right here. I guess it's like a pump. I don't even know really what to call, but you should see them out there in like maybe the Sahara areas or something like that. Something that used to pump the oil or something like that out of the ground. It is. But anyway, you got right there is that it's like with these characters, you say give them like what you call a custom paint job. It's like go ahead and start out with only the. See here, I got a little bit of see here, yeah, the green. Go ahead and with the Lightning McQueen right here, go ahead and add a little bit of a blue right here. It's like for the where the rest of the sign would be, and then of course add some detail right here. It's for Lightning McQueen. I don't know if you get a paint job, custom paint job done for, it's like when you get ready to race or something like that. But other than that, is I would probably say that go ahead. Really, I guess if it's really no matter if you have the right utensils or whatever you call it, just to make it look, you say artistic, it look realistic. But on the other hand, too, that you could say that the more you can concentrate, then the more it's like more likely, more detail you have on it, and you're more likely you'll have fun with it. And I remember that. The teachers that had, of course, that a lot of them, which a few of them would say that give me credit, for the artistic detail I did with it. Kind of surprises me, of course, also that knowing about the art classes I was in those couple of years ago, that the one on my senior year, I remember the one on my senior year, he liked me, but then of course he would point out a few things also about my artwork that. He had to take off some points due to the fact because of knowing about any detail that it was in the object that you were drawing. I think a self-portrait, I think, was another one that I went ahead and did, and then of course a few other colorings along with that. Work with chalk and then with clay, and that was another thing too about with me, that if I were to do one of these characters. Working with clay or whatever, I don't know if I would be able to do it. I guess you say that you say all a matter of concentration along with knowing what you're doing, really, just to make it do a number of things. But so far is with 3D8 is knowing about the detail that you put into the artwork, for really, for what lets you make sure what you do want to do. But really, I can maybe go on for a couple of hours or more about the type of activities that of course that I maybe put into the artwork, but I guess the point is knowing about whatever the artwork, however it turns out, to know is that it seems like there's always more likely there's always going to be something interesting to see to come next. But other than that, and knowing about it's like with the calculations for number of counts, and knowing about what details that you put in the artwork. Is knowing about if it's a contest or competition or whatever you call it. To know about is that knowing about that the talented effort that you put into the artwork. But other than that, is knowing about having fun and knowing about what you can do. But other than that, it's like for the 3D8 and 3D8 color.